friend. She's winner of Burbank Comedy Festival's Best of the Best, a finalist for New York Women's Comedy Festival. The list goes on and on. The talents are endless. You'll never believe it. It's Anne Van Epps.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm worried now because James made me sound amazing. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? And oh my god, your story is so great. I'm crying inside. Okay, that's fine. So, I don't know. Do you guys like to go over to your relatives for the holidays? I sure don't. And for a long time, every year, my dad would force me and my sister to, even after my parents got a divorce, to go over to one of my great aunt's houses. And I just don't have anything in common with my family. Like, I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it was always really uncomfortable. And they both had a shit ton of money. Our family did not. And I would always be thinking to myself, can you guys give us some of that money? Or but they both had like these huge mansions, but every year they never had enough food to feed people. And usually what would happen would be we would eat there and then go to White Castle afterwards. So this one year, so my parents got a divorce. I wasn't obligated anymore to go over. Especially when I was in my early 20s, it was like I would go maybe once every couple of years, and it was always really painful. And this one year, my dad just really wanted us to go for some reason, and he was like, honey, it's going to be really fun. There's going to be a rambling buffet. It's going to be great. There's going to be plenty of food. You can come anytime you want, but you have to be there by 4 o'clock. And I was like, wait, what? So which one is it? Because, I'm late a lot. That's just how I am. But also, who eats dinner at 4 p.m.? And I was like, so which is it? Like, can we be there at any time? I'm like, what time is dinner? And he's like, okay, so this is what it is. It's going to be a rambling buffet. It's at 4 o'clock, but you can come anytime. He just repeated what he had already said. And I'm like, okay, so I was like, we can't possibly be eating dinner at 4, right? So I actually got there at 4:25. And I was greeted by one of my aunts who, when she talks, it's like her cheeks are filled with cotton balls. But she's just like, and then she has, I guess this is an old age thing. I'm being a bitch, I guess. But she's rich. She can get surgery. But she has like a droopy bottom lip, and she'd always be like, Anne, where were you? Anne. And then she would hug you, but and she would it was so hard, and she would bend your back backwards, and so it's an angry hug. Like, she just wants to start dinner, but she can't because I'm not there. So I get there, and through the large, vast living room into the kitchen, I see what appears to be a buffet. And I'm like, oh my God, I underestimated my dad. Maybe there really is a buffet this year. So she's like, we were waiting for you, and now we can finally start dinner. I'm like, okay, great. So the buffet, there's like 6 or 7 chafing dishes, which are those big dishes with the flame underneath. And then there's one of those serving men. What do you guys know what I'm talking about? The statue that has like a thing, and then there's like a chalkboard that tells you what's something. There's one of those, and so there's one dish with just pats of butter, like individually wrapped, but not wrapped anymore, pats of butter. There's one dish with just sliced white bread. There's one dish with just plain spaghetti noodles. There's one with just marinara sauce. There's one with just meatballs. There's one with just shredded mozzarella cheese that came from a plastic bag. Like, they didn't even have to do any work. They just dumped it in there. And I was like, constructed spaghetti. And I'm in a mansion right now, like, what? It's so confusing. So, I did end up just going to White Castle as per usual. I don't know. Should I talk more? Do you guys want to hear another story about my family? Do you want to hear another one? Or it's not deep. It's just me complaining. That's what the holidays are for, right? As adults. So this is really normal, I guess. I didn't realize it at the time. But have you guys ever eaten a dessert that just looks like a log before?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how it's normal? I just don't. It's like when I got older and like my mom started having money, we would also eat a log, but it actually tasted good. It wasn't a poop. It was okay. You guys know. Okay. So my aunt Kathy, the one with the cotton ball thing. She would have this log, and it just didn't look like you were supposed to eat it. Like, would have like cartoon. Is it an elf? There would be like an elf on it, and just like mushrooms on it, and just things. And I remember taking a slice because if you don't, you get in trouble. And trying to bite into an elf, and it's just like it's either plastic or the sugar that's so hard. It's not really for eating. Do you guys know what I mean? So my aunt, my great double great grandmother. What is it? Great grandmother? I think one great grandmother. She died a week before turning 101. And I was like, damn it! Like, couldn't you have just waited one more week? But I think she just didn't want to go through another birthday because her birthdays were always so terrible. They never spent any money on her cake. I'm like, are you guys secretly really poor? Just don't want to tell anyone? I don't know. So anyway, so most of my family, my dad's family is really boring. They're really boring people, and I feel like all the good people have died. But my great-grandmother, she actually had old-timers disease, and that's what I call it, because it makes sense, right? But I was really bored, and so I was just pranking her all night. So I was at my aunt's house, and like every couple of minutes, I brought my friend with me, because you're not really supposed to do that, but I didn't ask permission. I just brought a friend, and I was like, they're Jewish. They have nowhere to go, and they're like, if they have nowhere to go, then it's fine. But you could tell they were really mad that I brought a friend. So every and it was a guy. Every I want to say 5 minutes, my great grandmother would come up to me and say, So how did you two meet? And I just got tired of her asking, so I just come up with a different answer every time. So that was fun. And then we had assigned seats at the table, and my sister was actually there too. I forgot to mention that. But usually we would sit next to each other, but we had assigned seats, so we were separated. And I got sat next to my great grandmother, and this is when I didn't eat meat, and so I didn't eat the chicken, but she had eaten hers. So when she wasn't looking, I took my chicken and I put it on her plate. And she was like, I don't know why I'm so full. I have this whole chicken here. And do you want it? I don't know. There's so many funny little stories like that. And one day it'll make you tear up. But today is not that day. That's all.
Anne secretly hates all holidays, but Christmas is her absolute least favorite. And it makes me laugh, It makes me like, I keep watching the footage of the Christmas tree on fire. They're gonna put it back. Why? It was so ugly before. Yeah, I know.